Shalom Yisrael. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachel Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to those Akim that's preach the word in all truth and sincerity, along to Israelite foreigner brothers that are like the heathens, but the line of falsehood goes back to the nation of Israel, which nation of Israel are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the prophecies and curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter and throughout the Bible. So this is your brother Yakar, a mop lesson, and today's lesson will be entitled "All is Vanity." You know, I was gonna go on some precepts, and Lord willing, you brothers and sisters out there be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemon Shai. You know, because at the end of the day, all these people that labor in this world and invest in this world, you know, is all vain. But us on the other hand, that's sowing righteousness in this truth. What we're doing is not in vain, Akim, because Lord willing, we be part of the elect. You know, the Lord, we're gonna be able to withdraw from our spiritual bank account, which was the works that we did before the destruction in the Lord, man. And by us keeping the laws and commandments, keeping the high holy days to the best of our ability, that's not in vain because this will be the standard in the kingdom. You see, so I just want to go into it, and I'm going to start off with Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 1, and it reads the words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem, right, which is King Solomon. It says, "Vanity of vanities," said the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Yes, so King Solomon acknowledged that everything is vanity, man. You know, concerning the things of this world. The temporary comforts of the resources, and because why he said that was because of this. You know, this is Ecclesiastes 2:1, and it reads, "I said in my heart, go to now, I will improve thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity." Right. So even King Solomon acknowledged that pleasures is vanity because anything with excess is bad for you. Now, dealing with balance, we do have pleasures, but he's talking about pleasure as a form of excess. You live your whole life being a Epicurean, man. Just living your life in pleasures and not having a standard to live by, not having morals. All that is vanity at the end of the day. You see, it says, "I shall have laughter, it is mad, and a mirth, what doeth it?" Because that's what these people in the world is engulfed in, mirth and pleasure. You know, it says, verse 3, "I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they shall do under the heaven all the days of their life." Yeah, so King Solomon, in other words, basically, he's gonna acquaint himself with wisdom and folly so he can give, wisdom to those sons of men how they should conduct themselves, you know, which will be profitable unto them while they live. You see, it says, verse 4 says, "I made me great works." And this is coming from a man, because King Solomon, he was the wisest and richest man that ever lived. He was a so-called black man too. So this is coming from a man, a wise man that had it all. He had everything. You know, it says, verse 4, "I made me great works. I builded me houses. I planted me vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water to water therewith to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great a small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts, man. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Yeah, because, he was a richest man, richest Israelite man that ever lived. Also, my wisdom remained with me. It says, and whatsoever my eye desired, I kept not from him. So anything he desired, he got it. You know, it says, I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I look on all the works that my hands have wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there is no profit under the heaven. Right? So he came to the conclusions of everything that he labored for was in vain. It's you know, because he knew at the end of the day he was gonna die. He wasn't gonna be able to keep all the labors that he labored for, man. He's gonna give it to another man, and we're gonna get into that little one. Verse 11. It says, verse 12. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can a man do that cometh after the king? Even that which had been done already. So yeah, so what king that comes after me can do anything other than what I did? Basically, what he's saying, you know, because he did everything, he had everything. King Solomon. It said, then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly. Yeah, so King Solomon said, wisdom excelleth folly, man. And that's all that's in this world right now that we live. Folly is set in great dignity. Folly is set on a high level, man. The wisdom is looked at as boring and stupid and lame, but we live in a world filled with darkness. You know, uh, these people are in gross darkness, man, gross darkness of people. As it says in Isaiah 60, which darkness means from the Hebrew word kashak, which means ignorance. All these people are ignorant, which means lack of knowledge. You know, they're fools, man. You know, and the scriptures talking about wisdom is higher than a fool. Wisdom is too high for a fool. Slacking. It says, as far as light excelleth darkness, so the light excelleth darkness, man. Because in this world, they think that darkness excelleth light. The truth, nah, it's the total opposite, man. Now I'm gonna jump down to verse 18. Verse 19, it says, yeah, I hated all my labor which I have taken under the sun, because I shall leave it unto the man that shall be after me, you know? And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool, right? And the one that came out, that one that succeeded uh, King Solomon was his son Rehoboam, King Rehoboam, which he was a fool, man, and he was wicked because when you go into that account, he didn't listen to the elders that was with his father, King Solomon, on how to deal with the people, the Israelites, man. you know, and he ended up King Rehoboam. He ended up listening to his homeboys that he came up with, on how he should, give the Israelites counsel, and that was wrong counsel that he he took from them, man, and he, which it was all at the spirit for the, it was the spirit of the Lord because the Lord wanted that to happen for the so the nation of Israel can be split into two, the northern and the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom being ruled by King Jeroboam, and the southern kingdom, which he was an Ephraimite, King Jeroboam, and the southern kingdom being ruled by King Solomon's son, Rehoboam, which he was a Judite, you know. But that man was a fool. It says, "Yet shall he have rule over all my labor, wherein I have labored, and wherein I have showed myself wise under the sun." This is also vanity. Yeah, so that's what ultimately happened. All the labor that King Solomon labored for, It went to a fool, which was his son Rehoboam. You know, so let's go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, and it reads, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter." So let us sum up the whole matter, right? Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So this is what King Solomon came to conclusions with. This is the only thing that's gonna profit you, man. Fearing Yahweh and keeping his commandments, man. And that's what we do now to the best of our ability. We fear Yahweh and do what he said. Fear Yahweh by Shemon Shai, and we keep the laws and commandments to the best of our ability. We rehearse the righteous acts, you know, in a land of drawing water. So Lord willing, when our day of destruction come, we can have mercy, and have salvation, Lord willing, you know. So yeah, at the end of the day, man, these people that labor in this world, man, they labor in vain, man. These people of the world, they labor for the 401ks, the pension plans, investing in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, things of that sort. All their labor is going to be in vain, man, because at the end of the day, righteousness is going to deliver you from death. You know, you being part of, because the only one that's going to make it out of here from America are the elect of Israel. You know, uh, Proverbs 11 and 4, riches profit now in the day of wrath. Because people put riches above, being righteous and having wisdom, man. You know, it says, but righteousness deliverer from death. Yeah, so righteousness, you being part of the elect and doing the works is going is that delivers you from death, man. You know, and that's keeping the laws and commandments to the best of our ability. The high holy days, which we're in the high holy day right now, the Day of Atonement. Which it ends tonight at sundown. So to all you brothers, Ashar, Yawan Kapar, happy Day of Atonement to you and your families. Um, so we're doing that to the best of our ability, and it's not in vain because what we're doing, keeping the laws to the best of our ability, and the high holy days is going to be the standard in the kingdom. So, you know, this is not in vain what we're doing. You see? Let's go to Apocrypha, Sirach 23 and verse 27. And it reads, "And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord Yahweh Shemon Shai." That's right, man. So ain't nothing better than the fear of Yahweh Shemon Shai, and that there's nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord, man, right? 'Cause like I said earlier, like I just read right now, righteousness delivered from death. So by keeping the law to the best of our ability in the high holy days and preaching His truth, that's righteousness. That's righteousness in the sight of the Lord, man. And Lord willing, that will deliver us from death. It says, "It is great glory to follow the Lord and to receive of Him is long life." We want to be received of the Lord, man. You know, we want to. And the scripture talking about, better it is to have integrity, than to be perverse in his ways and is a fool, something like that. I'm just trying to find that. So we're not missing out on nothing, Akim. Say you can put in your mind sometimes that you think you're missing out on the world. Trust me, brothers, we're not missing out on nothing, man. And everything that we see on social media is all of a side, man. These people are lamenting and mourning behind closed doors when they're not on the camera. So we're not missing nothing, Akim. We are in a great position, in this truth. Um, see, yeah, this is Proverbs 19 and 1. And it reads, "Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool," right? So, it's better for us to be poor, not poor in the sense of begging on the streets begging for change, but poor, getting our daily bread. We're not rich in this world because this is not our rest. This is not our kingdom. But the Lord give us our daily bread so we can have our daily necessities to live. So that, the poor represents us Israelites, being in a low position, but we're rich in spirit. We're rich in faith. That's the main thing that the world doesn't have, you know. It says, better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse. And we have integrity. Integrity means honor. This is great integrity, what we're doing, and following the Lord in a perverse generation. It says, then he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. And that's all these people of the world, man. You know, yeah, they can have all these riches and all the accolades of this world and be looked at as a god, but you're perverse, and if you're rich on this side, you got to be perverse, you know. See, in the kingdom, Lord, when we part of the elect, to be joint heirs with our Lord Yahushua, we're going to be rich and righteous, man. But in this world right now that we live in America, Babylon the Great, you got to be, in order for you to be rich, you got to be wicked. Nah, in the kingdom, we're going to be rich and righteous, man. We don't, you know, that's the difference, man. So at the end of the day, I can all this vanity in this world, man, and we gonna get everything in the kingdom, man. All our heart's desires. I just end off on that, you know, and everything in the kingdom is not gonna be in vain because all the sons that the Lord gonna bless us with, we're gonna have for ourselves, man. Everything that we got, we're gonna get gold, silver, uh, billions of trillions of Israelite women, billions of concubines, because it's gonna be innumerable, because we're gonna live forever. That's Israelites in the kingdom. So everything that we gonna get, that the Lord gonna bless with in the kingdom, is not gonna be in vain because we're gonna keep those things forever. You know, as opposed to you dying this, you being rich on this side and you dying, all the things that you labored in, it was in vain because you gonna die at the end of the day. But that's not gonna be so in the kingdom for us Israelites. This is Luke 12:32. And it reads, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. That's right, man. So we got a kingdom coming to us, man, for us Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans. So great things are coming to us, man. You know, but before the kingdom of heaven come, Jacob's trouble must come to America, and the destruction of America must come. Which is perilous times. So, Lord willing, I was edified, and until next time, Shalom.